Do you want to sleep? Then listen to me. Turn off the lights, close the windows, now close them and listen to you. Finally, I will make a request to you. Put down your phone and listen to my voice. Listen clearly. I will now tell you a story that will make you sleepy. Close your eyes and listen carefully to my words.
Story, Part 1. The Silent Age Before History. History books tell us a clean story. Around 10,000 to 12,000 years ago, humans suddenly learned how to farm, build cities, write symbols, and organize societies. Civilization, we're told, began. But here's the unsettling question. What were humans doing for the tens of thousands of years before that? And more importantly, why does civilization seem to appear almost overnight? This is the mystery of the 10,000-year gap. A world older than we're told. Modern humans have existed for at least 200,000 to 300,000 years. For most of that time, textbooks describe us as simple hunter-gatherers, wandering, surviving, forgetting. Yet archaeology keeps uncovering things that don't fit that narrative. Precisely cut stone structures, astronomical alignments older than farming, massive monuments built before the wheel, engineering that rivals early civilizations. If humans were primitive, who built these? Göbekli Tepe, the site that shouldn't exist. In southeastern Turkey lies Göbekli Tepe, dated to 9600 BCE, older than Stonehenge, older than the pyramids. It features enormous stone pillars weighing up to 20 tons, intricate animal carvings, circular temple-like structures, clear astronomical and symbolic planning. The shocking part? It was built before farming. This flips history upside down, because according to the old model, farming created civilization. But Göbekli Tepe suggests civilization came first and farming followed. So what kind of society existed before farming? The lost age of knowledge. Imagine a time at the end of the last ice age. Sea levels were over 120 meters lower. Entire coastlines, now underwater, were habitable land. Massive floods and climate chaos reshaped the planet. If an advanced culture lived along ancient coasts, 90% of their cities would now be drowned. Could this explain why we find so little? And if a global catastrophe occurred, comet impacts, sudden warming, mega floods, wouldn't survivors pass down fragments of knowledge as myths? Flood stories appear everywhere: Sumerian tablets, the Bible, Hindu texts, indigenous legends worldwide. Coincidence or memory? Why the gap exists? Between about 12,000 BCE and earlier, something feels missing. No gradual rise, no clear development path, just a sudden reappearance of complex society. It's as if knowledge was lost, humanity reset, and civilization had to be rebuilt from fragments. This isn't saying ancient people had smartphones or spaceships, but organized societies, astronomy, engineering, and symbolism? The evidence is growing. Around 12,900 years ago, Earth was warming as the Ice Age slowly ended. Then, without warning, the planet snapped back into deep cold. Scientists call this event the Younger Dryas. Temperatures dropped dramatically in just years, not centuries. Glaciers advanced again. Ecosystems collapsed. Large animals vanished. This wasn't normal climate change. It was sudden, violent, global. The Skyfall hypothesis. One theory stands out as terrifyingly plausible. A fragmenting comet or asteroid struck Earth or exploded in the atmosphere. Evidence includes high levels of platinum across multiple continents, melted microspherules formed at extreme temperatures, nanodiamonds created only by massive impacts. widespread burn layers suggesting global wildfires. This wasn't a single impact, it may have been a bombardment. When the ice melted, the world drowned. After centuries of chaos, the ice finally melted for good. Sea levels rose over 120 meters. That means ancient coastlines disappeared, river valleys flooded, entire settlements vanished beneath the ocean. If early civilizations existed where humans naturally prefer to live, near water, their cities are now underwater, and we've explored less than 5% of the ocean floor. Survivors of a broken world. Imagine this, a culture with stone architecture, astronomical knowledge, ritual centers, oral science, not written texts. Then, catastrophe strikes. Most die, knowledge keepers vanish, only scattered survivors remain. What do they have left? Stories, symbols, warnings, not blueprints, but memories. The birth of the gods. Across ancient cultures, the same story appears. Wise beings arrive after a flood. They teach farming, mathematics, astronomy, law. Then they leave or disappear. Examples: Oannes, Sumeria; Viracocha, the Andes; Quetzalcoatl, Mesoamerica; Osiris, Egypt. What if these weren't gods, but survivors of a previous world, remembered as divine because they knew more? Why nothing was written down? Writing appears after civilization restarts. Before the flood, knowledge may have been passed orally, carved in stone, encoded in myth, in art, and monument alignment. Stone lasts longer than paper. Stories last longer than cities, but meanings fade. The uncomfortable pattern. Civilization doesn't slowly crawl forward, it restarts. Sumer appears fully formed. Egypt arises with advanced engineering. Astronomy is suddenly precise. Mathematics appears almost complete. The missing half of the world. At the peak of the Ice Age, sea levels were over 120 meters lower than today. That means continental shelves were dry land. Coastlines stretched hundreds of kilometers outward. Some of the most habitable regions on Earth are now underwater. If ancient societies lived where food, water, and trade were easiest, their cities are drowned. Structures that shouldn't be there. Across the world, divers and sonar scans have revealed strange formations. Yonaguni Monument, Japan. Massive stepped platforms, sharp right angles, terraces and ramps, aligned as if carved, not eroded. Mainstream explanation? Natural formation. But nature rarely makes perfect staircases. Dwarka, India. Submerged walls, streets, and foundations. Artifacts dated thousands of years older than expected. Matches descriptions from ancient Hindu texts. Legend says Dwarka was swallowed by the sea, and the sea delivered proof. Bimini Road, Bahamas, a long, straight path of massive stone blocks, appears intentionally placed, lies exactly where Plato described Atlantis. Coincidence or map memory? Why this evidence is controversial? Here's the problem. If even one underwater city is confirmed as pre-Ice Age and artificial, the entire timeline collapses. Textbooks would need rewriting, careers would be questioned, funding would vanish. So instead, these sites are often labeled natural anomalies, misinterpretations, pseudoscience adjacent, without full excavation, without serious study. The forbidden pattern. When evidence challenges the accepted story, three things often happen. Discoveries are underfunded, researchers are marginalized, the subject becomes taboo, not because it's proven false, but because it's dangerous to consensus. Stone is a language. Ancient builders didn't write books, they carved. Alignments with solstices and stars, sacred geometry, ratios repeated across continents. Why would cultures with no contact share the same astronomical knowledge, unless they inherited it? Fragments of a broken world. Look closely and the clues repeat. Megaliths older than local cultures, advanced stonework no one can replicate later, myths that speak of a first time before time. This doesn't prove a global super-civilization, but it strongly suggests something came before us, something capable, something lost. The question archaeology avoids: if history begins after the flood, what chapter was erased before it?
Ancient monuments aren't randomly oriented. They point precisely towards solstices and equinoxes, rising and setting stars, specific constellations at exact epochs. This requires long-term sky observation, mathematical prediction, and knowledge of precession, the slow wobble of Earth's axis. Precession takes 25,920 years to complete one cycle. You don't notice it in a lifetime. You only discover it if knowledge is passed down for millennia. Göbekli Tepe's chilling message. The animal carvings at Göbekli Tepe may not be animals at all. Some researchers propose they represent constellations. One pillar appears to record a date around 10,950 BCE, the same period as the Younger Dryas catastrophe. If true, this isn't art, it's a timestamp, a warning carved in stone. The pyramids in Orion. The three pyramids at Giza mirror the belt of Orion, not as it appears today, but as it appeared thousands of years ago. Why map the sky from the distant past, unless the builders were commemorating an earlier age or encoding a memory of a first time? Egyptian texts speak of Zep Tepi, the first time when gods ruled and knowledge was complete. Global obsession with the same stars. Across continents, ancient cultures focused on Orion, the Pleiades, and Sirius. These stars marked flood cycles, agricultural timing, sacred ages. But floods only matter if you remember one that nearly ended everything. Myth as data storage. Before writing, myths were technology. Myths encode astronomical cycles, climate memory, and moral warnings. When a story survives across cultures and millennia, it's not fiction, it's compressed data. Why the sky matters more than the earth. Earth changes, cities drown, land shifts, but the sky is stable. If you want to preserve knowledge beyond catastrophe, you anchor it to the stars. The hidden message. Taken together, the monuments suggest a past civilization destroyed by a celestial event that tried to warn the future, not with words, but with stone and sky. The question that changes history. If the ancients were watching the heavens to remember a disaster, what are we forgetting now? The pattern no one likes to talk about. Look closely at human history, and a strange rhythm appears. Knowledge accumulates, societies grow complex, monuments reach perfection. A sudden collapse occurs. Survivors rebuild from fragments. This pattern repeats. Not every collapse is global, but some are. The last ice age ended with chaos. Civilizations re-emerged suddenly, already skilled. That's not evolution, that's recovery. Why this story is ignored. The idea of a lost civilization isn't rejected because it's impossible. It's rejected because it's destabilizing. It suggests we are not the first advanced humans. Our dominance is temporary. Progress can be erased. Modern culture is built on the belief that we are the peak. History whispers otherwise. The fear beneath the silence. If ancient people were wiped out by climate shocks, celestial impacts, sudden sea level rise, then our world, dependent on fragile systems, is even more vulnerable. Satellites replace stars, digital data replaces stone, power grids replace memory. What survives if everything goes dark? The real inheritance. Ancient builders may not have left machines, they left warnings. Build in harmony with cycles, watch the sky, expect change, preserve knowledge beyond comfort. They didn't try to stop catastrophe, they tried to remember it. We are the new ancients. Future generations won't judge us by technology, wealth, or speed. They'll judge us by what we preserved, what we ignored, what we failed to learn. If we fall, myths will remain, and they'll wonder, how did they know so much and still lose it all? The final question: if civilization has already ended once before. Gentle but profound thought. Before civilization, humans lived through stories far bigger than any civilization could ever record. When we touch sediment lifted from the sea floor, we touch an age without a name. When we hold a megalithic spearhead, we place our hand inside the hand of someone who lived 10,000 years ago on a land now hidden beneath waves. When we trace the branches of DNA, we follow footsteps across continents that no longer exist. And when we listen to the stories of Polynesians, Tamils, Inuit elders, ancient Greeks, we hear memories that survived across hundreds of generations. That 10,000-year silence was never erased. It is simply the part of history modern people are least accustomed to seeing, because we look for writing rather than memory. But our ancestors preserved their past in other ways, through myth, ritual, migration, customs, genetics, and the repeated whisper that a land was taken by the sea. These memories outlast the land itself, longer than stone, older than any map. And so when we look back at the entire journey, we understand that the goal was never to prove or disprove a mythic continent. The goal was to see that humanity walked through the twilight of geology before stepping into the daylight of civilization. Before Mesopotamia, before pyramids, before writing, before walls and cities, there was a far older story. The story of lost lands and the people who learned to survive when the ground beneath them changed. We alive today are only the newest chapter in a journey that began on worlds modern maps no longer remember. We stand on the memory of Doggerland, Sunderland, Beringia, Kumari Kondam, Atlantis, Lemura. Even if they are gone, they still carry us forward. So what is this 10,000-year silence? It is not a missing section of history. It is the long breath between geology and culture, a place where humans learned how to become themselves, how to adapt, how to remember, how to tell stories, and how to be reborn each time the Earth changed. This silence is a mirror reflecting our ancestors in the moments they faced the planet's immense forces. And when we look into it, we see ourselves more clearly. We see why humans tell stories, why we search for origins, why we ask where we come from. And when the journey finally closes, one image remains: a person standing at the edge of the sea, staring across the horizon, carrying within them the memory of worlds that have drifted away. Those continents may no longer appear on any map, but they remain within us, in the stories we tell, in the blood we carry, in the quiet gaze we cast toward our beginnings. Perhaps that is where every civilization truly begins, not on the land, but inside the memory of a species that has never forgotten the worlds that sank.